I have made Fartcoin my absolute B hotch, man.
Nice.
It's been lots of fun.
I'd love to hear that. How was your morning today?
Perfect. I longed Fartcoin for $600.
Love it. Oh, I was not able to stop by today, man. Sorry, woke up a little late
It
and
was Bitcoin scammy,
was
man.
fun.
Like so scammy. At at 9:25, just before market open, it literally just it like out of nowhere. We can show you guys, but like out of nowhere, just like look at this volume right here.
Yeah.
Look. Boring, boring, boring. Bam. Look at it. Rugged everybody. And then it front ran the 786. So guess what I did? I longed Fartcoin. Because
Love it.
Fartcoin, it held the lows, man. So easy. Look at this. Going to Valhalla. Hypecoin. Oh my god. Do you see hype right now?
No, I haven't seen the hype. You gave a hype entry yesterday, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Look
And
at
Fartcoin, look
that.
at this. Bro. Then I added to it here. Then I just longed here. I just got stopped out for another win just now. $215 just now.
Nice.
I'm telling you, I have a problem, Ben. Just
Fartcoin, the new Bitcoin. Look
I'm
at
gonna get in
that. That's
trouble, man.
fantastic. Nah, come on. We're not. You're gonna get rich, bro. At this point, you're gonna be pitching the
You
Lambos
think?
next time.
How are you feeling today? You feeling any better?
Yeah, I'm feeling much better. Still, I'm fighting the. I don't know if it let it happen or fight the flu because like every 3 days I start having congestion like in here and feeling my nose and
Congestion.
congestion. Thank you,
Yeah.
congestion. Uh, and then I go and take the what is this? The ginger shots, like straight ginger shots, and I take a medicine stuff like vitamin B, C, and D or something like that, and it gets me back like hyped and back on track, right? But then after 3 days, I also get like I don't know back at that general feeling. I don't know if to let it happen, right?
Mhm.
To or to keep fighting it. I've just at this point I have no idea. But yeah, but other than that, doing great, doing much better. Thank you for asking.
Good.
And yeah, I think I need also a little bit more coffee.
Always more coffee.
Always more coffee.
Always more coffee. It's like oxygen, you know?
Oh yes, absolutely. Oh, by the way, have you made the coffee that I sent you?
Oh yeah, it's good, man. Thank you.
Did you like it?
Yeah, it's good.
Nice, good,
I
good.
like
B.
the bag one more than the small bag.
Oh, I see.
The small bag's too a bit sweet,
Yeah.
very sweet, but it's good though.
Oh, you don't like it sweet, so you like it more like toasty.
Burnt,
Bird.
more
Really?
more dark roast. The dark roast, like that's more of a blonde roast that we would
Mhm.
call it.
Yes.
But the caffeine, I'm like, oh
That's true.
man.
That's true. It's a little strong.
Now
Oh,
I gotta
nice.
send you maple syrup. So I
Oh,
need
I'll
your
love
address
it.
now.
Don't you get it? I think it's in the ticket. I'll send it to you. Don't worry. I'll send it to you.
Okay.
I'll be more than happy to
I'll send
receive that.
you I'll send you maple syrup and a hockey stick. How about that?
Oh, that'll be fantastic. But
Look,
how you
right?
gonna
Look at
how
this.
you gonna
So quick.
finish?
Ready?
Look at that. Oh, look at that. Nice.
It's always
It's
ready, bro.
it's bent. It's bent. I know it's supposed to be bent. I'm just teasing with you. Nice.
Let's
Oh
go.
man.
Sherwood. Always get a Sherwood.
Sherwood. All
Sherwood.
right.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Don't get anything else, because all the other ones are nothing like a good old wooden Sherwood hockey stick, man.
Right. Wait, how you
That's a
gonna fit
classic
that
right
into a
there.
box, man? That'll be hard.
I just throw it like a spear.
Perfect. I'll receive it. I got to my ceiling and tried to catch it. Oh man, that's fantastic. Let me jump into the charts, and then I also want to ask you about coffee, the hammock, and stuff. But let me jump into the chat because sorry, to the charts, because I think the alumni is here to watch us trade, right, and to make some money along the way. So
Let's do it.
I lost a couple of entries. Not gonna lie, I lost a couple of entries, especially on ADA and XRP. Yesterday, dude, I made a call in XRP, man. Did not took it. Stock crypto, what's up? Let me read you. Sold a contract this morning for over 200, and it went into pending status. This really happens. Yes, it does. Normally, it's just refresh the screen a few times and it's fine. This it didn't work. Meanwhile, my account it's going down in value. Take screenshots. Value uh, and went to zero. So I canceled it and sold it for for 20. Loss which didn't go into pending and sold instantly. I felt like it got stolen from Byline. Take you need to take some screenshots. You need to take evidence of what you did and also the problem because that is a problem from your broker. I believe depending on what broker you are, you can set up a ticket or a something like a chargeback, and with the proof on hand, with your timestamps, you can redo it. Also, if the next time that happens and it completely gets you, that feels like shit because you did everything right, and then it feels like somebody's just screwing you over, right? You feel like you're getting mugged. That's how I felt, by the way. Just so you know, that's what I quit. That's why I quit contract trading, because not only it cost me extra just to be able to trade in here in Mexico, but also getting a call, getting a put, and then those status. I mean, I some once I got so like frustrated, took all of my money out, and said, "F it. If I'm doing contracts, I'm doing crypto contracts, and that's it. Just the ones that I cannot avoid do contracts, I buy them and hold them to get them. So if my contracts expire, I get the asset. Just so you know. And if I see they're going the other way around, I get a put and I sell them. But other than that, I don't do contracts anymore because of that. But take screenshots, make an email, try to get it back, and if you're lucky enough, you might get it. You might get your money back. I think you will be able to if you did take some screenshots. Alex, I think you've been. Let me drop down my recording here, my screen share. I think you've been in that situation before, right? Recently.
Yeah, so like for me, with MEXC, so that's why I'm always like, be careful with cheap fees. Whenever you're using an exchange that has cheap fees or something like that, like MEXC did that to me where I couldn't get back into my account. I had entered a trade. My stop loss, so like my stop loss was I just threw it on the screen. I didn't put it, I wasn't able to slide it into position yet. So I ended up getting stopped out. Instead of a $400 loss, I got stopped out for a $5,000 loss, which was insane. And I had to message first. I had to get a hold of them, and then I have a rep, but you can still I had to get a hold of like customer service. Then from there, they assess the trade. They can go and look at their database, right? And then from there, you're kind of like at their algorithm's mercy. So they only gave me 1,200 back, but it was better than nothing. But at the end of the day, they're gonna say, "Oh, it's your fault," blah 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 blah. Like they're very reluctant to give you your money back. So the thing that I did is when I went into that situation and it was happening, I took multiple screenshots. Couldn't sign in. I recorded my screen. So when I went to them, I showed them everything, right? I was like, okay, here's what happened, la 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 la. Also, not trying to be, egotistical, but I am a creator, so I have a little bit of pull where I'm like, okay, I won't use your link anymore if you don't, you got to make it kind of right, you know what I mean? And they kind of did, but I since then I got off of it. I have the affiliate link. If people want to use MEXC, it's their choice, but it's also like you got to go to there. Exchanges with fees are better because you know that they're making money off the trading. Exchanges with zero fees, like whatever, MEXC, KSEX, whatever those ones, you know they're scammy. Go and look at some MEXC. What was it? The MEXC Pepe chart we looked at the other day, and I was like, "What the hell's wrong with this chart?"
The spiked.
Right? There's a spike like this. Right? They fixed it now, but insane, right? So I don't even know why I have a MEXC chart on here. Garbage. So be aware, right, of your exchanges, but make sure you're always taking screenshots, screen record. Like when it's happening, you must get evidence, right? And that's how I would navigate that one. Not easy to deal with though, bro. I feel for you. It's such a pain in the ass, to be honest. So I hope everything gets sorted for you.
Also, I mentioned not to click links to the class, right? I still stand behind it, but here is a link. So here is a link so you check out. This is the software that I use to screen record my screen. It is very easy. It is very light when it comes out, so you can share it easily. So this is the one that I use. It barely gives me any problems. Usually what will give you problems, it is the disk in which you are recording into. So make sure it is an SSD and it's not filled. So prepare it, configure it, and in any case that you need to share your screen, this is the one I use, and is the one that it has got me the least amount of trouble, both recording and pseudo editing, which is just cutting maybe the end or the beginning or something like that. Hey, hola, Richie Classic says, absolutely. Hola, what's up, brother? Daga DTOs and pre-implementation. Mike V mentioned HOC. Can you please explain on Market Oracle Pro Plus and how to set alerts on buy and sell indicators? Yes and no. So first, I don't want to be mean. We're going to take the whole class to explain that. We already have classes on that, but let me give you the quick overview here, right? So let me share my screen really quickly. I'm not going to be able to cover everything that you asked me to because it's going to be a lot of information. Also, DAGA-DT give you there an important class and TA class recordings so you can watch where those important things are. So, by the way, this is the software that I was mentioning you. Let's go over, where is it? ADA in here. And you mentioned adding alerts on buy and sell indicators. First, if you, let me give you, I don't know if this is your case, but still I'm just going to be saying it just in case it is. Again, there's nothing wrong, but remember, if you're trying to set buy and sell signals alerts, you shouldn't be buying and selling on buy and sell. We commercially place those as buy and sell because everybody else does that. And if you're coming from another indicator, it's much easier to understand what's happening in the screen, right? So just to keep the same language that everybody does, that's why we label them as buy and sell. This was called before trend mode. It's still called trend mode because it is supposed to give you trends, right? So remember, first, configure your trend mode. The most important part. Second, use a secondary trend system. For me, that is my dynamic reactor. All right. And then based on one more, so 3 indicators, for me, that will be my oscillator, at least 3 signals to trade with that. Remember, if you have, for example, here, you're trying to do, what was it, market what? Market Oracle. All right. If you click your gear icon, scroll all the way down, this is your alert system. Just so you know, if you click buy, if you click buy MP, if you click reversal up, those 3 are pointing upwards. And you create an alert on those, it's not going to be one alert, right? It's not going to be the combination alert, just so you know. It's going to be when you have a buy signal, it's going to give you an alert. When you have a buy MP signal, it's going to give you an extra alert. And when you have a reversal up, it's going to give you a separate alert, if that makes sense. We did this in case you don't want to get a premium package. Before, you could add up to, I think, 3 alerts in the free TradingView package, right? Or in the free TradingView deal, or free TradingView, I don't know, membership, right? Now you need the basic, and they give you, I think, like 10 alerts or 15 alerts, something like that. So if you want to save on alerts, this is how you make them. Instead of making 1 per each, you just click all of the ones that you want and create your bulk alert. It's not a combination alert, it is a bulk alert. All right. So let's say that you want buy MP, and reversal up. Memorize those, right? Click OK. In the one that you set it up, because I have multiple other Market Oracle Plus, right? If I go to settings, you see right here, there's nothing selected. All right. So remember the layering class. If you don't know what a layering system is, go check out the links that DagaDT mentioned you are important classes, right? In layering system. So on the layer that you created, that you selected your alerts, right here, you're going to click the 3 dots so you don't get confused. And then you go add alert on Market Oracle Pro Plus, clicking here. And then make sure that any alert function it is selected. Remember that right now it is time frame sensitive. So as you can see, same as chart. This needs to be because you set it up on the 4 hours. If for some reason you're in the 4 hours, but you want to set up in the 2 hours, go back to your 2 hours. Make sure go into settings and make sure that your same alerts are selected. Click OK. Click the 3 dots, add an alert, and same as chart, which is 2 hours. And then when you add a message in here, remember you can edit this, and it's giving you the any alert function call in bullish dynamic and the buy signal, right, in the bottom one. So I would recommend just getting rid of all of this and saying reversal up, right, buy MP and buy signals. That's it. So you can understand which one of those you could be having. Remember, this is a bulk alert, not a combination alert. Once you hit create, let's create it. I'm creating it. You can go into your side menu here. You go to your alerts, and then you go, once again, not into log, but into the alerts. And right here in alerts, you'll see the alerts that you have created. This one, it is this one here. If I go into settings, and I mean, let's just say that it is too noisy, and I don't want reversal and buy, and say click OK. Wait for that eye to stop moving, and you screwed because it did change nothing. So I just wanted to make it this way so you remember, you changed nothing, because once you create your alert, it's already created and programmed. All right, it doesn't matter if you click in here and you click out those things, your alert is not gonna change. To change your alert, you have 2 ways. First, go editing, but you cannot change the setup inside your Market Oracle Plus. The only thing that you can change, it is the interval, and that's it, right? And your message. But so if you, in that case, you will need to remove your alert, go back into settings, set the proper alert. So buy, maybe strong buy. Click OK. Set the three dots. Add alerts. Make sure it's any alert function, not in messages. Go edit, and this is only buy and strong buy signals. When you create, now we need to wait for a little second, and here it is. It's being created. Something important that you need to know: it has an expiration date. So remember to go as far as you can go and click the farthest date possible. And click save. All right, just so you know. So that's the answer for that. We need to go over the rest of the class. But if you want to learn more about this, about how to create alerts, go here, the documents. I'm going to be copy and pasting them for you. So copy. And here are the docs, my friend. Paste. And just so you can click on that link. And then you can go into Market Oracle Kit, right? Trend signals, how they use, reversal, optimize your settings, candle highlights, additional tools, alerts, right? And this is how we show you where to create the alerts and how to use them, all right? So this is it, basically. And that will conclude my answer for you. By the way, if you want more or integrate answers, what I do recommend, and I'll be more than willingly to answer them, it's go into your settings, learn what trendy is on your docs, learn what prophecy is, learn what reversal is, learn what dynamic reactor is, right? And use them. And if you have any questions while you already have read the docs, write them down and come in here and paste them, right? So save them somewhere safe. So when you come to a class, you just copy and paste, and I know exactly how to answer that. For example, like what is max profit, right? Oh, and I should, not in here. So for example, what is max profit? Yep, and I should have them in here. What is max profit? What is this? What is that? How did that recreate? How did that react? Or is dynamic reactor the same multi-time frame, or is the same as a quantum reactor? Like those kind of questions I can answer, right? Not like, what is it does? Like explain the whole thing. I do have classes explaining them all, and also we have the docs. So without further ado, hopefully that helps you. Go check them out, write your questions, and bring them home, my friend. Bring them home. All right. Going back to, sorry for taking that long. Let's go back to Bitcoin because I have something important to show you guys. Let's zoom out because I believe that we've been zooming in a little bit too much. Sorry about that. Let me go to not that clean. What is it?
I love zooming in.
You lose something. Well, you do. Scalp trading, my friend. But I don't know. I love zooming out. It's not. I mean, I don't know. It feels like I do like this when I have chunky candles. But again, we have different styles. So here's the thing. Let me bring this up. Let me clear this up for you guys. All right, this is what it's looking like right now, right? Remember that we have a trend line here. What happens when we break the trend line? We break the trend. That's it. The trend is broken. Has been broken since that was on the 29th of May. All right, we call that out, right? In fact, I think we have our trend line here, right? In fact, for us, broke earlier, 28th of May. The trend is broken. We're no longer bullish, right? And then I mentioned you. Remember, do not panic. Do not panic because just like it happened before. And what was that trend? There you go. I was showing you this, right? When we have this big trend. When it happened before, yes, we went down, but back up and back down and back up and back down. Basically, we created a range. Breaking the trend doesn't mean dumping. It means a change of phase. What kind of phases do we have? And I'm not talking about these phases. Phases like electricity, like sound. We have uptrend. We have ranges at the top or ranges at the bottom, or rounded tops, or whatever you want to call them, transition zones, right? And we have downtrend. So basically, just to summarize, we have 1, 2, 3 kind of phases, right? Up, down, and sideways, right? The sideways, remember, it can be slightly tilted downwards, slightly tilted upwards, slightly rounded, right? but usually is a change of phase where two trends can combine. So for example, inner structure give you this ranging at the top, right? Continuation structure, in this case, this was a forever flat positive bullish continuation, right? It was a range. So what is this going to be? I mean, we know it was going to be a range. How far down? Well, then I show you guys how to measure that with a box. By the way, we either measure the box all the way down here on the breakout retest. It doesn't matter. Important areas right here. We look for the 50% range or the 1/3. Guys, if you're following on my training with OC, you know that this is Fibonacci made easy, right? So if you didn't know, I revealed it yesterday. That's why I've been pushing on this kind of box, because I was preparing for that class. So just so you know, this is Fibonacci made easy. Why? Half of that box is 0.5%. Easy. 1/3 is 318 is 318. Shit. I forgot. What is it? Fibo 3 what? 3 yeah, thank you. Or 261. It's just basically into those in between the 261 and 380. Whatever. I don't know. I'm not thinking straight right now. So it's just an easy way to look at Fibonacci, just by looking at one half and 1/3 point period, right? So nonetheless, we looked for those retracement, and what happens in here at the 1/3 mark, right at the center of the circle. Look at that beautiful bounce, right? And then over time, usually when we range over time, and let's make it in here, we hit the 50% mark. Look at that over time, right? So what is it going to be here? Are we going to have an extended cycle? I guess we're going to. I hope we're going to. What is our 50% mark? 97. Since we have a 97 top and a bottom in here, what is the bottom in there? 93. This is very close to the secondary third. And if you do a Fibonacci segment, it's going to be the opposite of the 1/3 or the 318, which is going to be the what? The 0.6, right? So just so you know, this box is Fibonacci made easy, right? Easy peasy. You need just to guess where those areas are. But that is basically it. The point that I wanted to make, it is, all right, we knew we were in a change of phase, right? We could go lower, we could go to the 50%, we could go to the 1/3. We have cleaned the 1/3, but also we're looking into patterns. What kind of patterns we were looking to? Let me just get this out of the way for now. And we were looking into first this line in here, and let me maybe just also get this out of the way, and this other line in here to what? To create a shoulder head, and at that point I was saying a smaller shoulder, all right? Sorry about that. And then what happens? We have a fake out, and I told you, remember what we learned on ranges. When we have a fake out on the range and we close back inside, we have a ginormous possibility to hit the top of that range, right? And that happens with any on all of the patterns, right? So let me see if I can find it easily here. And I'm looking for a tilted range, and I don't know why I always have a hard time doing that or finding that. But whatever. Let's just leave it as is. Shit. Oh, anywho, this range, if I tilt it, it gives me the range. What happened with the fake out? It is this fake out. What happened here? We closed inside, so we knew that further move to the upside at the top of the range. Secret. That's why I was pushing to a slightly more point to the upside. That's why, despite everything looked bearish, a couple of classes, I kept pushing for that itty bitty tiny possibility to do that further move to the upside. I was expecting it to be a little bit shorter, but it was right to that point, right? This is not new. We had these lines since we were looking for this shoulder, all right? Now what happens? Remember, there is a concept that I call morphology, all right? Morphology is just a fancy name to call what? To call for one pattern can transform to another one based on new data. So we don't do like horses, right? And then, hey, it was a head and shoulder, it break. Now what the hell is happening? Well, in this case, you apply the morphology concept, which is, all right, I know it can evolve. What could it be evolving to? So that's exactly what I did in here. If I measure bottom, 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 and I also measured top, 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 right? I could be into a broadening wedge, which is not going to be strange in a change of phase, right? Which is not as strange, again, in a change of phase, trying to have the same head and shoulders, remember? So right now, this was the shoulder that I mentioned. This is the small shoulder. Oh, no, coming back in, then keep hitting the top, right? And then what we have, the exactly same replica. Exactly same replica. So what could we be expecting? I believe that we're going to be seeing this higher low and then going back at the top and then just resuming of whatever could be happening. This is my big perspective to what it could be playing out right now, right? So what am I doing this just to show the megaphone? What do I really think is going to happen? It is that we're going to have a higher low and then a lower high, and then we'll need to take a look at what's going to happen. This still a little bit unknown, but do you want my prediction? I know you don't because I already have bored you to death, but I'm still going to be giving it to you guys. All right, let's get to daily, and I promise this is going to be the last part. And remember that we've been tracking these blue candles, all right? You're going to be amazed. These blue candles are from this part of the market. Since we broke down, we follow all along to right here. It's been happening so to the point, so precisely that we've been able to match points 1 to 1. It's just been going faster than I was expecting. And Alex had a theory, right? A time dilation on this cycle. I look at things faster, but his time dilation late might also make sense because we need to play it out faster this cycle to then push in another wave, which is going to elongate the actual cycle. I'll explain that maybe in another class. A little bit too nerdy. The point in here is, look at that. Since we broke down, we did the same Daniel chambers. Then we matched up point to point 1, range up, fake out, going up, first retracement, going up, first retracement, going up, second retracement, going up, second retracement in here, top in here, this top, and then falling down, double bottom, not quite double bottom, but very, very close to that, right? And finally, I did this today, this circle right here. It is this top. So what are we expecting? A low or slightly higher low. It depends, because in here we didn't have the same thing that we had in here, but it's slightly different. I mean, remember, history tend to rhyme, but not it's not the same, but tend to rhyme, right? Something like that. All right. The point is, I am expecting this drop, and then I'm expecting a higher low for a new or bigger trend line. All right. How's that going to look like? Low, higher low for the actual trend line, new trend line that could go like this, and this low could be something like that, or my trend line to be more inclined, and this is my point A, with the dynamic reactor projection. All right. So lows that I'm looking for, and look at where am I hitting? 103 to 97. Again, 97 keeps repeating, right? It's not that we're going to get to 97, but just so you know, full transparency, I already have a big position set at 97 and another big position set at 93. Regardless what happens, if Bitcoin price goes in there and wicks down there, I'm buying. That's it, period. Why? It's just a good price option, right? So that is where we at. So what then? Going lower maybe somewhere around here, and finally having our next cycle up. All right. So again, despite we are a little bit bearish right now, I'm very bullish over time, and not that over time, maybe within these couple of months, right? So we're gonna be trading, we're gonna be zooming in 4 hours, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever you like, and we're gonna be trading the day by day, but keeping in mind both the megaphone, the 197 area, and being careful that if we turn bearish on the 4 hour, we trade it as we traded this, and looking for our double bottom breakout, retest, measured entry, off we go, right? So I think that is your analysis for the rest of the month. I'm gonna be taking my vacations now. Let me pass it over to you.
Vacation for OC. Yeah, no, absolutely. I think, zooming out and finding the narrative is always going to be the most important thing you can do to really give your zoomed in trading an advantage. So understanding that and really applying that to your analysis is going to really, it's going to give you that edge, right? It's going to give you that edge. Right now, when we look at Bitcoin, right, it's very obvious that we are overextended, right? So I think if we can understand that we are overextended, then how can we adjust for setting a trap for possibly a long, or adjust a trap for possibly looking for a continuation back up, right? So it's always setting those traps. Right now we have the 786 below us. So in the trading day today, right, like it was very, very scammy, like I said. But you did break out, retest that orb that I've shown you guys. So look at that retest. That's quite perfect. When you get overextended like this, right, you're typically going to wait for that, pullback, right? You're always waiting for the pullback. You don't necessarily want to buy here. And I'm not saying we're out of the woods just yet. It's still looking a little bit scary right now. We could just simply break down from here. Yes, we have changed a bit of structure here, but it's not like, it's that top down, right? It's the top down that OC just went over, right? That can really show you guys which direction we could be going here. And we said this is a crappy top right now, but we also said that we're overextended going in here, right? So if we're overextended going in here, and we're overextended going up here, right? Wouldn't a retracement liquidity grab be ideal? So if we're going to come back in and go, right? That's what we all want to see. We all want to see this go up, but timing wise, it doesn't make complete sense, right? I think that's the most important thing is like timing wise right now. If we were just to go up only, right? We said this to you guys multiple times. It's like we would create what? Bearish divergence here, weekly bearish divergence here, right? It's not, could be really bad for the accounts. You know what I mean? So be aware of that. Be very aware of that. So like getting overextended to any of these kind of areas can be very detrimental to your trading portfolio. Right now, I am looking at a pullback on Hype because Hype has been doing really well. I'm looking for that follow through. Did Bitcoin just dump? A little bit? Not much. A little bit though, yeah. Okay. Coming back. They're not going to make it easy for us to get long is what I'm really trying to get at, right? They're not going to make it very easy for us to, press buy at these levels, right? It's going to be they're going to sweep, they're going to manipulate, they're going to make you think we're going to zero, they're going to get fear, right? It's that's how they work. They're not here to be your friend. They're here to make money off of you guys, right? And us little people. So does this look like complete bottoming structure? In my opinion, no. Right now, it looks like a scammy, uncertain price action, right? Right. What I would like to see, if as a trader, is I would like to see some sort of SFP, some sort of retracement continuation, then a sweep, and then a go, right? Stuff like that. That's really gonna tell me what's going on with the market right now. Right now, this is down only. So when we're down only, I always like a trend line retest, right? OC special. Always like an OC special. OC special will make you lots of money as long as you're going off confirmation, okay? Confirmation is going to be everything when trading the OC special. You get wrecked if you don't wait for the actual special in here. Okay, so be aware of that. Retracing back in, all we did was tap an order block here, right? Very, very obvious, right? We came in here. I think it was an hourly in here. And if you rewind your tools, right, this is how you would mark out your chart this morning, right? And you go in here, you're looking at your tools. You can see in here very easily that, you're going to have retracement levels in here. If you go onto a shorter term time frame, you're going to have retracement levels over here where you're breaking down, but you're looking to come back and retest into, guess what, an order block. And if if we zip through this here, you can see how price action really just came back into it, right? Quite perfectly. So you retest that, back down you go, right? So trying to stay level-headed here is hard, especially when altcoins. I think like a lot of the time it's people they've bought altcoins, so they're invested already, so they want naturally for the market to go up. But as traders, we need to keep that separated, right? And that's always hard. Okay, so we look for pullbacks, and these are opportunities. If we're looking at our charts, and I'll share a bunch of charts with you guys, but I'm looking for a pullback right now on hype. See if we get this area here. Okay, this was for my Discord, but I'll share some charts with you guys here of pullback areas that I'm looking at throughout my charts to see if we get a bounce. We were also looking at TIA is back down to where we liked it, back down in here. So looking in here again on TIA, see if we get that. Okay. We were also looking at some poop coins. Pudgy penguins. Okay. This is my buy area. We hit my alert perfectly, but we didn't come down to my buy area. So keep an eye out here for Pudgy Pengu coming down in here. It's kind of a buy level. If we can hold, right? If we hold as well. So that's coming down. And then we were looking at FET. Okay, so FET, obviously it blew through here, but let's zoom out a little bit because OC is right. We should zoom out. And we're coming down to the lows of the range in here. So can that hold as well? So there's a bunch of things here. Now we are a little bit overextended. So can we come down, sweep, and then go? Absolutely, right? Like we are still in this sort of corrective phase. Oh, there's an alert on hype. So we're hitting that hype level right now as we speak. So what do? We got an alert. We wait for a reaction in price, and we look for a bounce. We buy it on the bounce. We don't buy it right now. Okay, so we wait. Okay, now don't forget, can still be ABC here, so be aware of that as well. Okay, friends. We were also looking at, you wanted to look at Tesla, sorry. So I've marked out Tesla for you as well. I'll share that chart with you because that was requested here. Here's my Tesla chart. For me, as long as we're above 300 on Tesla, it's a very psychological level for Tesla. You can see here that orange box, right? Orange box has always been kind of a very good median within the Tesla trading world here. Okay. So if you're below it, it's a buy typically for people, or anything sub 250. 250 is another one on Tesla. Okay. So that's something to keep in mind. Now, zooming in on Tesla, you have had nice constructive retracement after the Elon dump into an order block, continuation up. So for me, I'm looking for a higher low around 300 and then possibly get above here. Now, 333, this area here is a very big volume level, big nipple. Okay, so that would be the target, trying to get above there and pushing back above for Tesla. I think we had that request here from stock. So looking for that to continue to push here. In the short term, right, you're flagging out, so you could check that trend line. You could go swing low to swing high impulse in here, and you'd be looking at a 0.5 golden pocket. 0.5 works much better on stocks. Okay, so keep that in mind as well. So yeah, you're looking at 303, 304. So you could potentially roll over here. If you start breaking to the upside, then you can try to jump in on it. But for now, we know that this is going to be massive resistance coming in. So trade safely, please. Trade safely. Going back over to Bitcoin here. Yeah, big rollover. Okay, so getting everybody a little bit hopeful this morning and then taking all their lunch money. Okay, typical market price action here. Not even a full retrace, really. So the idea is that this could still be a B leg here, and we could still have C. So this can still be A, B, C. Okay, the hard part's C. Where is C going to come in? Okay. For me, I would like to see this low here hold. But right now, it's not looking too pretty for any of these tokens. So I would suggest caution right now. Caution right now if we're going to look for any trades. A couple of pullbacks too we were looking at here if we're zooming in over on some of the, we were looking at PopCat as well. Okay. PopCat, inverse head and shoulders. Just chopping about here. Whiff, on the other hand, Whiff came down and bounced, and then now it's rolling over again. So Whiff's another one. Key level here, 86. We'll see if we get that retracement too. The thing that makes me looking for the longs is we have this sort of double bottom break a structure on a lot of these tokens. So when we get a double bottom candle close here, we have switched character, right? So we're looking for a higher low continuation up. So this is just how I'm treating it for now, is that I'm still interested in a higher low on all of these coins, and pullbacks I'm looking to buy them up. But remember what we talked about with the daily and where we're looking to go if we are going to be corrective here, right? For me, we have the hold level at 104. I do believe 104 is a monthly 104.5. Yeah. So that monthly close is 104.5. So I would look for that to hold here. Okay. That would be my first stop. 104.5, looking for this area to hold. Okay. If we come down to it, it is also in line with a golden pocket area. Okay. And an order block. So 104.5 is kind of my major line in the sand that I would look for holding here if we were going to buy on Bitcoin. Okay. So keep that in mind for a major level. It's also a retest of these highs in here, end of the range, end of the volume in here. So that would be ideal if we're going to continue down, point of control. All the goodies are there. Okay. So that's where I'd be looking for that. But patience, right? Right now we're kind of chopping, so we'll see where we get to. It's a very manipulated price action. Okay, so for me as a trader, it's very much like be patient, wait for confirmation, take profits if they're there. Okay, if they're not there, you don't mess around. Okay, so that's the key area. If we're going to continue to trickle down, that I'm looking for. And then if we are going to lose that on a higher term time frame, we're looking generally for, I think it's 98. Yeah, 98.5. 98.5 is where this big volume nipple kind of peaks. Okay, so that would be that 100K SFP, right? That would be the 100K SFP, sweeping 98, bouncing, holding 100K, right? That would be Valhalla trade. Do we get it? We'll see. Depends. Seasonality is something too, guys. Like, I mean, August, September, typically bearish for September's bearish, August is sideways. So be prepared for that as well, okay? And that's what I'm looking at. We're almost done, aren't we?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What is it? So thank you, Alex. We have reached the end of today's class. So let's wrap it up. Seems like Bitcoin it is a little bit unstable. Fartcoin is printing money, and the rest of this coin
Fartcoin
are
is dumping.
the rest of the coins are gonna be also following Bitcoin, right? At least for right now. Important news. Do you guys like my shirt? Looks like I have no shirt in here, right? So perfect. Now you won't be able to take that image of your head now. All right. Just other than that, guys, thank you so much for joining. And as always, see you guys tomorrow.